Here at the National Museum of Computing, we encourage schools, colleges, universities to visit us. Many, in fact most, are schools and colleges studying the new computing curriculum, often at GCSE or A-level.
So retyping it, there's a little trick we can play.
You all know what this is, don't you? Lorentz SZ. And around the outside of each of these rotors, there are a series of switches. These switches allow you to alternate the pattern of bits on the 12 rotors.
When they come to the museum, of course they're here to see the heritage.
So this is the Colossus Mark II.
The Colossus computer is just the beginning.
We have GCHQ requisitioning 2 of these machines. The question I ask you is, why do you need 2 machines after the war?
I guess the Cold War's just around the corner.
Yep. The Russians are the first ones into Berlin, and they find Lorentz machines. They got into Hitler's bunker. There was one there.
They're in Block H, the world's first purpose-built computer centre. They can see the development of key milestones like the personal computer, so they're picking up some history.
Here, this is the Elliott 903. It's about £12,000 worth of machine just for this bit here with the associated bits on top.
But all the time we are trying to relate that heritage, that history, to something that's relevant to them today.
Oh, you've got an iPhone 3GS and you've got an iPhone 4, or we take it up later to the latest iPhones or the Androids or whatever, and you have a different phone, but you can't run any of the Android software.
And it might be cloud computing, it might be issues of personal information. It might be trying to encourage them to think, well, I want to be a scientist, not a computing person.
There you go.
Well, even a scientist needed to use a computer through machines like EDSAC and the Witch.
By 1973, we knew it was the oldest in Britain. And now we've got a new certificate from the Guinness Book of Records saying it is the oldest in the world. Just look at the shifting going on here. So fetch, here we are, fetch instruction. Now it's going to do it. 9, 9, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4. So now we can read the value off from here and we've got the answer.
It's an intense day, we're very, very busy, and the students get lots out of it.
I wind the handle 9 times. That register here shows how many times I've wound the handle, so it says 9. So the rule is that register times that register equals that register. So 9 times 1, 2, 3, 4 is 11106. Right, so you've seen me multiply it by 9. How do I multiply it by 999?
It works out somewhere between £9 and £10 per student. Most schools will be here for 4 or more hours.
3 R's in museums are replica, rebuild and restoration. So you've seen a rebuild with Colossus, okay? Completely destroyed after the war, we had to get it back together again. So we found some original parts, got some newer parts, put them together and rebuilt it, okay? That is a restoration because it is the original computer, we've just restored it back to fully working order. This is a replica. So there's nothing here that is original. There's nothing, not a single component that came out of the original Cambridge University computer. So that's a photograph of it, and we want to check out how it worked, how fast it was, how it fitted in society, how it was used for education. And the only way to do that properly is actually to build one. So this is a project that will last 2 years. It's due to finish this Christmas. So by this Christmas, you'll have a machine that is fully working exactly the same way as it was back in 1947.
At one end of the museum, the history of Colossus. At this end of the museum, the classroom, it's time to play with the BBC, so some practical activities and lots of opportunities to talk to guides and volunteers and others that assist in supporting schools visiting us. There's two issues here. You've got 2 ifs. And the other thing is you're saying, if something is true, then jump to line 260. But 260 doesn't exist.
Okay, yours doesn't work.
Well, this cluster of BBC Micros is one of our exhibits here at the museum. It sits alongside Colossus and other famous computers because it's part of computing heritage, but it's also got a practical purpose. It's within touching distance for most young people. They can sit down, touch it, use it, and start to program in an environment that is in the past, but is extremely accessible. And the answer to that would be to go back to the 1951 Witch. In other words, you'd have to give the instructions as pure numbers. We encourage schools to come. We have limited capacity, but all schools and colleges would be welcome to find out about what we offer. If you go to our website, www.TNMoC.org, the museum's website includes a learning section with lots of details about what we offer and, of course, help to book a group visit.